Well, people all over the internet are saying this is the best episode of Ahsoka yet. Oh my gosh. It's a low bar. I don't know about that because I don't know if best can describe anything about this show. There was one decent part of the episode so far, and I guess we'll get to that in our review in a moment. So here it is. This is posted by Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, I guess reposted. And he shows this 2-second clip here of Anakin turning into Darth Vader in a pile of smoke, which looks pretty cool. And they say this is probably the best shot I've ever seen in Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is not really known for a lot of great cinematography. They do a lot of cheesy, classic, old school type of stuff overall, especially these latest Disney incarnations on TV. There's been a lot of cheap looking, weird shots all the way around. So it's, again, a low bar to say this is some of the best. But it looked cool. Unfortunately, that was the only thing about the episode. And that seems to be the trend of Ahsoka. Okay, some of this looks cool. The spaceships look cool. They're out in space. The space whales look cool. The makeup actually looks pretty good for characters who have been made from animated characters into live action show characters. But other than that, it's a lot of slow paced, nothing happening. And again, nothing happened in this entire deal. I mean, this should have been a 5-minute segment in a movie. If this was an Ahsoka movie, this would have been 5 minutes where they're on the planet. The villain has left. They regroup real quick, and then they go off into the other galaxy, I guess is what they're attempting to do at this point. So here's Ahsoka, and it starts out, and it's like 15, 20 minutes of her just dreaming. And she's like in this near-death experience with Anakin, who's, quote, training her. And we get a montage, and that shot was from a montage, where we just see a bunch of stuff from the Clone Wars. It's a lot of member berries at the end of the day. So you kind of go, oh, I remember that for Ahsoka. How cool. And of course, Anakin himself is a member berry. And they're lightsaber battling on this fake road thing in the middle of starscapes. It looks cool. But again, it's this is a near-death experience in someone's head for 15 minutes that nothing's happening. She's I guess at the bottom of an ocean, nearly drowning or something like that. And that's what's happening here. And then she goes, I want to live. And he's like, I have trained you. And that's it. It's very slow. Very little happens. And so that whole sequence of her just not dying just happened. And that was almost the entirety of the show. In the meantime, our other wine ants out here, or wine moms, whatever you want to call it, in space, sit around and argue politics with the people from the New Republic. And of course, try to figure out what's going on and where Ahsoka is. And they kind of just stand around. There's lots of standing around between 2 or 3 people just going, gosh, it'd be cool if we could find Ahsoka right now. Awkward pause. Awkward pause. Awkward pause. Yeah. Awkward pause. And that's the entire show. I mean, it feels like they're dragging out minutes of this on every level throughout this entire deal. So they search for Ahsoka. They finally find Ahsoka. They then go, oh gosh, Sabine's gone. And the bad guys took her. Oh, well, that's too bad. Can't find her. And it culminates with Ahsoka then going and communing with the space whales. And she does the thing like this. And it looks like she's Vulcan mind melding with them, just like Spock in Star Trek 4. And I'm just sitting here why is she Vulcan mind melding with the space whales? And I guess they're going to hitch a ride inside the mouth of the space whales to another galaxy. And because the space whales, for some reason, can transport themselves to other galaxies. And that is what happens here in order to allegedly follow whatever's happening to another galaxy. How do they know what galaxy the other person went to or where they actually are? I mean, that's a pretty big spot in the universe. I guess the space whales will just happen to go there because they just happen to know, because they're the space whales after all. And that's the deal. And that's it. They literally just, Ahsoka's not dead. Let's leave the planet. 40 plus minutes of that. And just the slowness of everything. Even the lightsaber battles are slow. There's awkward staring and pausing everywhere. And it's just please, something happen, for dear God. Like I said, this should have been just 5 minutes of a movie. So far, we need to get the map. The bad guy stole the map. We need to then go find the bad guy and get them back. And then, if this were an actual movie, they'd be building up Admiral Thrawn. Admiral Thrawn would come back. And then they'd have to get the Rebel Alliance to show up real quick and have some epic space battle. And it'd be a 2-hour movie. And that's it. But so far we have to get the map, went to a planet, left a planet, out of like 4 or 5. There's 5 episodes now, so nearly 4.5 hours of content. Holy crap! This is just the slowest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's boring. Nothing's happening, and I mean, the writing is just like, just add a little something to the plot for us, please, for the love of God. But that's been the name of the game. I mean, if you look at The Mandalorian, it's much written the same way. Mandalorian at least has like little episodic stuff where like something happens. At least he fights a monster once an episode or something like that. But it does feel the same way. He's like on a quest. He fights the monster. The quest isn't done yet. Keep going the next episode. And every single one of these are so simplified. And it just seems like lazy writing at the end of the day. All right. Sucks. And it still sucks. I don't care if it's got that best cool looking scene with Anakin. It's pointless. It's a near-death experience. We've already seen that. We've already had the Clone Wars. We've already had the prequel films. I remember. I get it. But it's not new story. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.